This is the moment when we all come together.
Hello, viewers out there. Exactly today makes it 6 days to the start of the long awaited 2022 World Cup holding in Qatar. And of course, from today on until the course of the World Cup, we shall be bringing you updates and countdown and all the action from the World Cup as it happens. That is how I welcome you on today's episode of today's edition of Sports Orbit. My name is Afa Acho. Salifu Usman is right here with me on this special uh, day where we begin the countdown to the World Cup.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm.
Just like a dream finally begin to come true for the
Yeah.
Equatorian.
Mm.
And when the World Cup was first awarded,
Mm.
almost about 8 years ago now, we begin to count down now. We're getting to the clock time.
Yeah. All right.
Can't wait for the Qatar to start.
Yeah, we can't wait.
But
We
one
can't
thing
wait.
is that,
Yeah.
in as much as I hope you are going to, those that are going to Qatar,
Mm.
there are some things you need to be mindful of where you are going as you are
Of,
going.
of course.
First and foremost, you have to be mindful of your sexes.
Yes.
You shouldn't be going there begin to say,
I
I
told
want
you.
to satisfy myself.
No, they do
Man.
not tolerate that.
They don't tolerate that. So, at the same time, if you're a gambler,
Yes.
where football betters and all those things,
Mm.
you have to be careful because
Just keep it at your house.
at your
And
house.
when you go return from Qatar, you can continue.
So they don't tolerate
Or,
that.
or for those who take alcohol also.
Okay. Yes, in as much as there's a permission to, but you should
Yes.
be know
It's very restricted. Very
There's a
restricted.
reserved place that you
Yeah.
want to go and drink,
Mm.
but don't be like it's in Nigeria or it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You may find yourself in trouble.
Mm.
Just be yourself as you're in Qatar.
All right, and on our countdown today, from now till the next 5 days, we'll be breaking down each of the groups going into the World Cup. And today we'll give you an analysis of Group A and Group B. What are the chances of the teams in both of this group? And rightly so, in Group A, we have host Qatar, Ecuador, Africa's representative, who are our hopefuls in the World Cup, Senegal, and also the Netherlands. Of course, Qatar will open the qualifiers, usually as the tradition for every World Cup, where the host usually opens, the floodgates of games to come. And Qatar will open up with Ecuador. That will be on Sunday, 20th of November 2022. And talking about Qatar will play in front of 60,000 fans at the Al Bayat Stadium, and buoyed by the occasion and energy, a win for the hosts will not be a shock result if Qatar are able to take a point against Senegal and Netherlands. The home side may end up progressing to a knockout, but it's unlikely they'll get much further than that. Looking at this group, Salif, where we have Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, Netherlands. If, like we say, if it's on paper, uh, you're going to pick two because in every group, only two people will make it. Two teams will make it to the next round. For a lot of bookmakers, off the top of their head, a lot of people will pick Netherlands and Senegal, to make it out of this group. But like they say in football, football is played on the pitch, and it's not what we analysts think or what it's on ground. Sometimes, yes, the record on ground might be true, but sometimes when you get to the field of play, it's different, considering that the host nation is in this group. And if you even look at past World Cup, even for countries who haven't been serious football playing nations, you see that somehow the host nation always has a way of making it out of their group. So whichever way you look at it, I think this is going to be a tough group.
Well, Alpha, thank you. Just like say, football is not like when you put on the paper, you say 1 plus 1 will give you equals to 2.
Mm.
And at the same time, statistic, and then previous record can be deceptive. Yes, everybody, if you ask me, okay, who do you think will progress, will definitely say, okay, Netherlands is show back. Even,
Yeah.
even the Netherlands,
Mm.
they will definitely say, well, we are home and dry.
Yeah.
We don't have much to stress for. And even and the Senegal, so looking at the group, well, we thank God we didn't find ourselves in a much difficult group
Yeah.
compared to other African teams,
Mm.
except just what have just happened to their star man.
Mm.
Senegal definitely say, well, at least if we may not have what we take to challenge the Netherlands, but we have to challenge the Ecuador, and Ecuador and Qatar will be surely show that we are going to be home ground. But football is not mathematics.
Yeah.
Qatar, yes, this is their first World Cup since their independence in 1971,
Mm.
and they are just being privileged as a host. And at the same time, if you look at this group, it is the group that bring one team from each of the from each four continents.
Mm.
Qatar represent the Asia, you have Ecuador represent the South America, you have the Netherlands represent the Europe, and Africa, Senegal represent the Africa. So these are at the same time why the countries are contributing, even the four continents who are in this way also want to support their own.
Yeah.
Just like we Nigeria were looking want which Senegal to do. So each of these groups, as well as you are carrying the flag of your country, you also carry the back of your continent.
Yeah.
That you are representing your continent in this group, and you wanted to do them proud. Looking at Qatar as a host, if you come to game of football, one would definitely see what is the pedigree of Qatar in this World Cup. And since the Qatar has won this host to stage this competition, Qatar may not have any name. They are ranked 54 in the world. May not have any much to think about to say this is their position. But since they win this host, they have been participating in every championship they could want to participate, just to prepare them for this. Remember, they are the Asian champion, they won the Asian champion, and since then they have been participating in a series of competition. Now, looking at this team, definitely, and then having their back home, having the home
Support,
support behind them,
important.
definitely the first match against Netherlands will definitely be a tough one, and the next match against Netherlands will definitely. This is the Netherlands. They're playing the next match against the Ecuador.
Yeah.
The Netherlands
Mm.
will definitely decide the fate of Qatar, and I think it is going to be a very tough one, a very tough group. You can't, if you write Qatar off, you do be doing so at your own peril.
Yeah, but looking at this group, for me, except something terribly goes wrong, I think the Netherlands and three others who battle it out, especially looking at, the personnel, the players on the Dutch side, especially have a fantastic coach also, if you ask me, in Louis van Gaal. Of course, fantastic players, the likes of Frankie de Jong, Virgil van Dijk, there, Julian Timber, Malaysia, a whole lot of experienced and tested players, to pay, and all of them. So it will be one of those big upsets in football for me, if Netherlands does not make it out of this group.
Yeah. Well, it will be very difficult for anybody to even say Netherlands will find the goal to make
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
But sometimes football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
But if you look at the Netherlands, if you look at their side, just like the personnel you mentioned, they have a player to reckon with. The name ring the bell, right from the coaching crew down to the players. Everybody are familiar players. Everybody know, and even the Caribbean would definitely say, well, we don't have much to do with the Netherlands.
Yeah, exactly.
We can only try our best.
Try our
But
best.
one thing, just like I said earlier, having your own phone fans back behind you. And don't forget that the Qatars are going to play at home.
Yeah.
They are used to every condition the game will present.
Yeah.
Everybody, we are holding.
Everybody's a visitor.
Everybody's a visitor.
Yeah.
We are holding this game simply because of the Qatar hot weather, hot system. And now the Qatars are using the whole set. The Netherlands are coming from the Europe are used for cool weather at the same time. So every climate, everything will still not towards the favors of the Qatar of the host team.
Yeah.
But definitely, Netherlands will not have it as a strong on the passage. They will be easily passed to the Qatar. So it will be a game. It is an open game.
Yeah.
But one can only expect that the Netherlands will get through, but the Qatar will give it a fight.
Looking at the other team from South America, Ecuador. Well, you might say Ecuador, yes, hasn't been. You won't consider them one of the top teams in South America. Yes, we all know that South America, when it comes to football, they rank high up there. But you will consider the Ecuadorians as one of, the very, fanciful sides from South America to really put your expectations on them. So, do you really think a team like Ecuador really stand a chance against the likes of Netherlands, and especially coming against the host Qatar in this group?
For instance, if you look at the just like say Ecuador and any South Americans are not always a pushover.
Yeah.
If you are talking of football,
Mm.
first and foremost, you have in South Africa, South American. When it comes to South American competition, any other team from South America are always a tough team to contend with.
Mm.
And if you talk of football, if you are to be honest, most continents are major football.
Mm.
You talk of South America.
Mm.
So definitely, and Qatar is not their first World Cup. They have been to several World Cup.
Yeah.
At the same time, Qatar's are ranked, Ecuador's are ranked 44 in the world.
Yeah.
And I think if you are even if you are asking Netherlands, for instance, and who are your major headache in this competition?
Mm.
Netherlands will tell you, Netherlands should tell you have to be mindful of the Ecuador, have to be mindful of the Senegal.
Yeah.
Your Senegals also have a now names in the game of
Very
football
well.
for everybody to
Yeah.
who you are watching them playing week in week out.
Mm.
So definitely Ecuador has a lot to prove, and even the Ecuadorian will also come out well. We can also consider themselves lucky
Mm.
because it is a group that is thrown open.
Yeah.
Apart from the Netherlands that everybody is seen as the major top football
Mm.
nation in that group,
Yeah.
because Netherlands have been to several World Cup. They were
Exactly.
the losing finalists in the 2020 where they lost to Spain in South Africa.
Yeah.
Even at the 2014 World Cup, they have a very decent performance.
Yeah,
Although
exactly.
they couldn't go beyond the quarterfinal, but they have a very decent performance. And and if you look at that, and several, just like you mentioned, even though most of their stars, the like of the Van Persie, the like of Robben, the like of Snyder's, all several have retired, but they still have young players who are still doing very well.
It's
So
a country that
always have force.
Yeah, exactly. Proper football.
The Liverpool
nation.
captain alone, if his
Yeah.
name alone, Rick Berry.
Yeah, exactly.
So definitely, but Ecuador, so Qatar would also say, well, despite it, we have Ecuador to contend with, Senegal to contend. So then Ecuador and South America be who they always are when it came to do a football from South Africa. Anything from South America is always a threat. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, looking at our own African representatives, that's the Teranga Lions of Senegal, Nations Cup winners went there. I mean, as the highest ranked team in that competition, and a lot of Africans are actually hinging their hopes, the dreams on Senegal, because when you look at the other African countries, no disrespect to them, but everybody is looking up to Senegal, considering that these are the African champions, and every African will expect that Senegal should go out there in Qatar and give a good account of themselves. What do you think the Teranga Lions will come up with, especially in this group stage?
Yeah, after just like repeating what you say, Senegal carry the hope of Africans, and the whole lot of all the Africans, soccer clubs who are looking up to the Senegal, except with what just happened to their main man.
Yeah.
Which all of us, everybody is still praying that they hope that he make the squad and still make the squad, even though he's not going to play people already they have included in their squad.
Yeah.
So, and despite even in the absence of Sadio Mane, Sadio Mane is not just all. Senegal is not all about Sadio Mane.
Very well.
Many apart from Sadio Mane, there's also a small Sasa.
Yeah.
And
Captain Koulibaly.
They have the best goalkeeper in the world according to FIFA ranking.
Yeah.
Mendy is the top goalkeeper. So then, if you look at the Senegal squad, these squads have stayed together for close to 5 years.
Exactly.
So they are a compact team. It's a team that understands themselves.
With the same coach.
With the same coach and with the same personnel, everything. So it's a team that understands themselves. Once they say one, everybody know that the next step is to move forward. And when they say move, they all move. So it's a team that understands it. And if you look at the Senegal, based on their history at the World Cup, it's a team that everybody, even though you are the world champion, come to the World Cup, you'll be mindful of Senegal. If you remember the Korea Japan 2002, when Senegal made their first World Cup in history, beat the world champion France. and get all the way to the quarterfinal until they eventually lost out by 3 of 5 to Turkey in the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
So Senegal, even at the last World Cup in Russia, though they were not too convincing and everyone would have expected, they get out in the group stage, like just like every other Africa, just like every other African team. But no any team in the world, I repeat it again, no any team in the world who want to you come against Senegal today and say you undermine Senegal.
Exactly.
You be if you do so, you do that at your own risk. So Senegal, he have what to take. People should not be this. Oh, thank God, man is not going to play. Man is not going to play. If you are saying man, if you are seeing Senegal as that, Senegal is all about money.
Beyond money.
You'll be doing yourself. And strongly believe Senegal said they are going. This is their third World Cup, World Cup, and they have a whole lot of and they have a whole lot of things to show. And definitely I see Senegal, whatever it may be, either with money or no money, Senegal will be likely get out of this group.
So let me put you on the spot now. Having analyzed Group A, on the spot, who do you think will make it out of this group?
Well, you say earlier that it's always difficult for the group stage,
Yes, but,
not for the host not to get to the
yes,
group stage. But in the
but when you say, I'll say what I want to say.
But for 2010, South Africa, despite all their proposal, they couldn't get out of the group stage.
So I think that this same fate might
the
fall
same
Qatar.
fate may befall on Qatar,
Yes.
no matter how
Exactly.
no matter their jalebi or whatever they want to bring to the Qatar, or whatever they are bringing, or they are providing, or no matter how they're trying to ban the other opposing fans from taking drinks, from taking alcohol, or taking something that will cause them to share their team. Definitely, Qatar. We can only see the Qatar and the group stage, but I'm not condemning them to that level. But
agree.
anything can happen. I definitely see my Senegal and Netherlands go to the next one.
Right. All right, that's Salifu's take for Group A. Anyway, we still have so much to give you. When we come back, we'll give you a Group B analysis right here on Sports Hobbies. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Welcome back from that break. It's still Sports Orbit and it's still our Qatar 2022 countdown. Now the first half of the show we took a look at Group A. Now we'll take a look at Group B, where we have the three Lions of England, the Iran, the United States of America, and of course the Wales. And this is a group that is looking very, very tricky in this one. When you see England, you see the USA. Then, of course, you see Iran, which in one World Cup, I can't remember which World Cup, where the only match they won was against the USA, and for Iran, it looked like they won the World Cup itself. At this time,
because of the rival.
Yes, exactly. At this time again, these two arch rivals are in the same group, and of course, the Welsh team. So if we looking at this team, for me, this is one group that I think is really tough to predict because, of course, we have the three Lions, the USA, and in the time past, would have said Wales wouldn't have been, but with what the performance Wales are putting, even from the last two Euros, you see that Wales are not a pushover. Having the likes of Gareth Bale, some fantastic players coming through the ranks at Wales. What do you see coming from this group? First of all, looking at England, first of all, and in this group. Of course, first match in this group will be England versus Iran.
Yeah, if you look at this group, it's a very decent group, and just like what we say earlier in the group here about the Netherlands, everybody will say pick England. Even the England, England coach will be happy that well in the group team will not have much much to labor for.
Exactly.
But if you look at the England squad at the moment, England has they have a very decent young squad.
Yeah.
Very young squad, very have very attacking minded team, so they have very good midfield. But the only thing that everybody is worried about the England is their defense, particularly the forms of Maguire at the moment, because everybody feel that Maguire is not up there the way he's playing for Manchester United, despite being the captain of the team. But he has been picked based on his past experience and past performance for England. And sometimes you see, just like you always see that club competitions is different from international competition. You may see Maguire struggling to maintain his regular sheet and Man U, but when you come to England, you definitely see him stand out, and nobody should look at him that he's going to be a weaker link for England to pass through. So, but if you definitely say you give it to England to get to the next round, and if you look at the history of this four team, they have a very historical rival. England and US team is always a very tough war for the two sides. And but first and foremost, one would definitely, if you want to pick easily, say which team will team, definitely say England, the US. But if you underrate Wales, you'll be doing so at your own peril, because Wales has also produced fantastic players in recent times, the like of Gareth Bale. With no disrespect, but Gary Bale is one of those where everybody would have been expected to be a London winner. And he has put on a very decent performance. It's well like even Ramsey, a former Arsenal player, now he's also in Juventus. He's also one of their big stars, and several other players that people can make no give to mention their name here. So it will be a very open game. If you look at that, England, you pick England as one of the leaders who will definitely find it easy to progress in the next round of this group.
Looking at Team USA, even qualification, they struggled to qualify actually. For the very first time, USA found it very difficult to qualify from their CONCACAF. In fact, it was during the last set of games that they eventually booked their spot. Yeah, looking at the USA, what do you think their chances are in Qatar, considering the fact that even for the USA in recent times, a couple of players from the United States are beginning to make inroads, playing for some big clubs in Europe, the likes of the Chelsea man. What's his name now? Trying to remember. His name, the Chelsea man, of course, and a couple of players like that who are all over Europe, especially in Germany, in England, all over the place. What do you think the chances of the USA are?
Well, the US, they will definitely have to have a show to show, but everybody knows that the US is not coming to win this World Cup.
No, definitely.
Even the president, Joe Biden will definitely know that. Let's just go and make up the number. But the US will definitely make their presence felt in Qatar. And I strongly see them that even themselves, if they look at the group, they will say, let's try that. If we can finish first, we already know it will be very tough having the England. As a group leader, well, not me a group leader, but as we want to definitely see is a group leader in this team. But US will definitely look at it. We have a decent team, a decent group that will have a chance to win us. But it all depends in football. Just like we say in history, you say earlier, nobody expected Iran to have beaten the US before, and that also give Iran a boost. And then we have beaten them before. They can still be beatable in this one. So the first match between Wales and US will definitely determine, and that's why that is going to be between Wales and the US. We definitely want to win the first opening match between them. But US, I strongly believe that US, in as much as there are no one see them apart from being strong in the game of basketball and rugby, but not really much is say we can be said about football. But there will not be a pushovers in this. They have a decent chance. If I'm not mistaken, US have roughly 55% chance to progress from this group.
Brian, that's for US now. We have spoken a bit about Wales, but for Wales, I mean, a team you wouldn't want to dismiss with the wave of the hand, because how they surprised everyone in Euro. That was Euro 2020, where they went all the way to the semi-final. The semi-final, right. You know, and even their qualification this time around, they came out from a very difficult group to book their spot to Qatar. So looking at Wales, I think it's a very tricky country. That, like I said, this group is a very tricky one for me. I think the battle will be between England, US, and Wales. But looking at Wales, what do you think their chances are? Don't forget that Wales, also being a part of Great Britain and the United Kingdom, also have a sort of a rivalry when it comes to playing against England.
Yeah, Alpha, just like say the best Wales have performed their best performance at the World Cup was the quarterfinal performance in quarterfinal performance in 1958.
Yeah.
That's a very long time then, and since they even to qualify to the World Cup has been but for them to qualify for 2 consecutive World Cup,
Yeah.
that clearly show how
Get to the
Wales
semi-finals of the Euros.
get to the semi-final
Two
of
years ago,
the
exactly.
6 years ago,
Yeah, that shows
and then
improvement.
follow up
Yeah.
to the next qualify for the next World Cup.
Exactly.
And then even at the last Europe, they also had and now
Yeah.
the Wales have proved that they consistently
Exactly.
they have put up a consistent performance in recent time.
Mm.
So even England should also be mindful of Wales
Very well.
because both of them are both from the
Exactly. So
great
they
Britain.
understand
So they
each other.
understand each
Yeah.
other and they know each other. They have the same history. They
Yeah,
have the same
exactly.
they have the same background. They have same everything. So I can even England can't confidently even beat their chest that they are going to beat Wales. So
Of course.
they can't completely
Exactly,
beat their
yeah.
chest that they're going to beat Wales. It's 11 versus 11 players,
Yeah.
and by the time yes, England may have more numbers of star players. By the time you pick your 11 and Wales pick their first 11, they have if you look at them individually based on the pedigree of each individual, they almost have the same equal to match each other on the pitch.
Yeah.
So definitely Wales, I wouldn't say Wales will not have a chance. Wales have a greater perspective of chance of qualifying from this group. But it is going to it's an open match, it's an open
very
group.
well.
So apart from England that we are just looking at it, may have all the thing and every chance to progress with well. But England may so if you look at England performance in the Europe nation listing, has not been even be so
Exactly.
so I mean also
Yeah.
be so convincing. After their defeat at the Euro 2000 Euro final to Italy, if you look at the England performance in England, they have not been too convincing. And even though if you look at their performance throughout the Europe nation this qualifier,
Even relegated
from A to B.
Yeah.
So I think we are even between England. We are even be unfair to England. They don't see that they have a decent football progress on this.
Exactly.
So it will be it's an open game, but if you look at just like say UEFA have been put up consistent performance in the last 6 years, and definitely you can't underestimate their chances. I mean, I believe they have a fantastic chance, probably 50-50 chance to qualify from this group.
Yeah, for Iran, this will be their 6th World Cup appearance, but never made it to the group stage. Do you think this is their year?
Yeah, England, Iran have they have one of the decent coach, the person from Manchester United, Carlos Cross, experienced coach for the Portuguese guys.
I had sometimes also in Egypt.
In Egypt, also have moved around, so you understand even has some Arabic ideas and other. So he's coming to Qatar. He also comes to Qatar with Arabic background. He has a Arabic background, Arabic knowledge. You understand how he's going to be. And I believe just like they may not have made it to the group stage of their World Cup, but looking at this group, therefore looking at this group, you see them as an underdog in this group compared to the. I'm sorry, I'm not disrespecting to them, but if you look at them, you definitely see them as an underdog in this group. Looking at the background of all the each of the team in this group, they have a less pedigree in terms of football compared to the rest of the other three because they have never made out of the group stage of the World Cup. But things can change at any time. That's football. So, but to me, it will be a great offset if Iran progress from this group.
So looking at this group, who do you think realistically pick your 2 teams you think will make it out of this group?
After you put me on this very serious
Yes, it's part of it.
I would take a risk to say England will definitely have 70% chance to qualify for this group. Between Wales and the US, I can't choose.
For me, I think it will be England and Wales.
So
all right, that's that for that. Quickly, one or two other stories before we leave. Super Eagle defender that's talking about Calvin Bassey is doubtful for the upcoming international friendly between the Super Eagles and Portugal. He picked up the injury in Ajax's Eredivisie clash on Saturday afternoon. The former Glasgow Rangers player received treatment outside the pitch 5 minutes before the break. He was named in Nigeria's squad for the friendly on Friday by head coach Pesoro Assistance. He looks likely to miss. And also for the first National Sports Festival that's talking about 2024, Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has declared that the state is ready to host the 2024 edition of the Sports Festival. He made a declaration in his office in Abeokuta when he played host to the 22nd NSF Evaluation Committee. While noting that Ogun is one of the most peaceful states in the country, he urged the committee to make security, a peaceful atmosphere, and the well-being of the athletes the most important consideration above others. So that's our other news. So at least today we're able to give you Group A, Group B analysis. Tomorrow we'll still continue. We'll give you Group C.
But if you allow me a second, I will just add some two things. If you look at Ogun State, people were pilling to hold this 2022 edition, but surprisingly they lost the bid to Delta, and now they are ready to hold the 2024. So they look likely to be the hold the next edition. And at the same time, our own the world champion, the world record holders. Just like we always wish Toby Amusa has made the final call, the final 5 short list. So kudos to Nigerians, kudos to everybody who are pushing her to this level. And we are still urging you, don't rest. Don't rest on the
continue, keep voting.
Keep voting until Toby Amusa is finally voted as the best athlete of the year, 2022.
Right, with that, we draw the curtain on today's edition of Sports Orbit. Tomorrow will come your way again with another exciting and wonderful package. Salifu, thank you for being in the studio today or today. All right, until come your way tomorrow again, do stay safe out there. My name is Alpha Cho, and it's bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.